Hey everyone! So today's video is long awaited. I talked about it in maybe 2 videos ago of mine about my Accutane journey and kind of like a backstory on my acne. Before we get into the video, because I'm thinking it's going to be a long video, I wanted to quickly get out of the way that no, I did not cut my bangs, if you are wondering. I just wanted to try bangs out, and I've wanted to for a while. So I looked up yesterday on YouTube how to fake some bangs, and maybe some of you have seen videos on how to do this, and it's super easy. I will link the video below on how I did it in the bottom bar if you decide to try it yourself. But yeah, now that we have that out of the way, we can start on the long-awaited acne video. And I say long-awaited as in like I've wanted to make it for a long time, but I was never comfortable enough to talk about it, and now I am. Okay, so I wrote everything down in this notebook, so if you see me looking down, that is why. So let's get started. All throughout high school, I had perfect skin. And I'm not just saying that to be narcissistic, I really mean that I had perfect skin in high school. I probably broke out once a year, and I don't mean break out, I mean I got one zit once a year. I remember that I only had one cyst in my entire high school career, and that was my junior year, I believe, and I had it on my chin. I was at pom camp during that time, and I did not know how to deal with it because I did not know how to deal with pimples at all because I never got them. My skin was very even. I had freckles, but it was very even other than that. Another thing I think I want to point out is that I never washed my face in high school.
I never washed my face in high school.
Bitch, what? Bitch, what?
I would get up in the morning, I would do my makeup, I would go to school, go to dance, go do all these things, and then I would just go to sleep with my makeup on. If I was taking a shower that night, I would wash my face, but it literally would just be like with water. I would never buy face wash. I probably used face wash all of one time, and my skin was perfect. When I graduated high school and I went on to college, it was my sophomore year, I want to say. So I was 20 when the breakouts started happening. They weren't big breakouts at all. They were like really small, but there were like, I remember when I first had my big one, it was like 6 at one time, and I had them on like my hairline, and then I remember I would always get one right here, and yeah, they would be like on my temples and my hairline, and one right here always. And to me, someone with perfect skin, having more than one pimple at a time, that means acne to you. That screams acne or like breakout, or like your skin is like going crazy for whatever reason. At that time was when I really started getting into like watching YouTube videos and watching beauty gurus, and all of them wash their face consistently. They all had a skincare regimen that they followed, and so I thought, because a lot of the people that I followed had like acne prone skin, which I thought that I had, I thought that if I washed my face with all of these products that mine would go away. So I ended up buying the acne.org regimen, and that is just a gentle cleanser, benzoyl peroxide treatment, and then just a gentle moisturizer, and that didn't really do anything. And so I would find that after the pimples would go away, it would leave a mark, hyperpigmentation, a scar, whatever it was, which I wasn't used to, like I said, because I never broke out, so I didn't know that my skin was prone to hyperpigmentation or scarring at the time. They would just be tiny, but they would bother me because I never had anything on my face. It was always clear. So I started buying like the Garnier, it's like a dark spot eraser or something like that. I just used so much on my face. Like, I would constantly be putting makeup on it. I would always be washing it like all the time. I would like overdo it. You know what I'm saying? I almost wonder if like washing my face that much after not washing it ever had something to do with like this breakout, or like me having like acne prone skin, because it just doesn't make sense. Most of the videos that I've watched of people who have like acne prone skin had acne prone skin when they were younger. So they started when they were like as young as 12 years old, basically when you start puberty, because your hormones are kind of going through like a weird time. I've thought of so many different scenarios of why I could be going through this, whether it be diet, whether it be the skincare that I was using, whether it be the makeup, because I started wearing a little bit more makeup in my 20s, or I even thought that maybe because I danced so much all my life, I danced and I stopped like suddenly when I graduated high school, and when I got to college I wasn't dancing at all, so I basically wasn't exercising at all, and I didn't eat any differently, but I almost wonder if maybe like the whole like me exercising so much all the time, constantly every single day, and then all of a sudden stopping, and like the foods I was eating, like my metabolism wasn't really like digesting them as fast, and like I don't know if that even makes sense, but I just went through so many different scenarios in my head to why this is happening to me. And it progressively got worse, obviously. And my family, they didn't know how to handle it because no one in my family has acne at all. Not the acne that I had, at least. I didn't know how to handle it, and I didn't really want to tell them either because it was something that I was very insecure about. I let it be for a little bit, but it was always on my mind that I had it, and it was very hard to deal with, I guess. Like I said, I initially treated it with just like face washes and acne treatments that you can buy at the drugstore, salicylic acid, benzoyl peroxide, glycolic acid, stuff like that to like help with the breakouts, but nothing helped. Everyone was saying you're stressed out, it's your period, you know, and I'm like, I am not stressed, and it doesn't matter when my period comes. I was breaking out constantly all the time. So I would like wake up and I would have like 3 new ones on my face, and I was like, so when I found out that the skincare products I was using didn't work for me, I decided to finally make a dermatologist appointment. And I went to the dermatologist with a lot of information already in my mind, because if you're someone that suffers with acne, you know that you are constantly on your phone, constantly on your computer, constantly on the internet looking for people that have it too, because you feel like you're the only one, right? So you're trying to figure out like what's the best things you can do, people's experiences, anything like that. So I had a lot of knowledge going into this. They don't go in there and figure out exactly what the root cause is of your acne or like why you are breaking out, right? So anyway, I go to the dermatologist, and it was weird because my acne, at this point I knew what Accutane was, right? And I had seen, I think her name is Elaine Mock. Hold on, I don't want to get this wrong, so I want to look her up really quickly. Yeah, Elaine Mock. I'll link her videos down below, but she was someone that I had seen on the internet that went on Accutane. If you guys know who she is, you guys know what I'm talking about, but if you don't, she is a YouTuber who went on Accutane. She had pretty bad acne, and then it got so much worse during it, but now she's fine. It's like perfect skin, whatever. After I saw that, I was like, holy shit, no, like I don't want to go on Accutane. I heard so many other horror stories from it. I was like, that's not gonna be me, because I'm already the type of person that like hates taking medication in general. I just don't like taking medication unless I really have to. Whatever, this being said, I didn't want to go on Accutane. So it was funny because as soon as I sat down at the dermatologist, I'm like, hey, I have really bad acne and I need help, like I hate it. She was like, have you wanted to go on Accutane or heard about Accutane? And I was like, no, please, I don't want to do that. Like, what else do you have for me? She's like, oh, okay, like we'll put you on doxycycline, and I believe she prescribed me tretinoin, which is retinol. Although I didn't like to take pills, she talked to me about this one, just an antibiotic, and it was just going to help with the infection that cystic acne is. And I was like, cool, that's great. And she was like, but we don't know if it's necessarily gonna work for you, but we can try it out, and if it doesn't, I have plenty more antibiotics that we can try. And I was like, I mean, okay, that's fine. I don't remember the milligrams that I was on for doxycycline. I don't remember, but I remember that I was on doxycycline, I don't know how to say it, but I was on that for about 6 months or so. I was also on the retinol, and they also gave me a face wash, which was a glycol wash, which is like glycolic acid and salicylic acid, which that's like a lot for your skin, so I don't really know what all that was about. Everything was fine on the doxycycline, and I took pictures of my skin from the beginning up until when I stopped, and it did help, I will say. I would still get pimples, but they were a lot less, and my skin was a lot less like scarred and red. If you guys want to see how my skin looked at this time, like when it was better, my Kylie Jenner video, I start off with no makeup obviously to put it on, and that's what my skin looked like. It was pretty good, but I didn't like what doxycycline did to me. I went on vacation, I went to Alabama, and I knew that I had to wear sunscreen. Like, I'm not stupid. I knew that I had to wear a lot of sunscreen, and I did wear a lot of sunscreen, and I always reapplied my sunscreen. Even though I did that, I still got so sunburnt. You don't even understand. My hands were blistered. Like, I had, the last night I was there, this was the worst trip ever. The last night I was there, I was so uncomfortable when I was sleeping because I was so burnt. I had to sleep with my hands in 2 cups of cold water. Like, that's ridiculous. So anyway, my acne was gone at this point, and I was like, okay, well then I'm done, so I'm not going to take this medication anymore. Shortly after that, my acne came back, and it came back pretty hard. It came back pretty hard to the point where, I don't know, I think it was either last year or 2 years ago. I was on my way to hang out with some friends, and I was in the car on the way there, and my dad was driving me. I had like a full face of makeup on, I was ready to go, and this is not like my dad's fault or anything, but like he like looked at me, but he kind of like looked like at me, if you know what I mean, and he didn't say anything, but I just started bawling. I just started crying so hard, and I was like, just turn the car around, I don't even want to go. And I actually had like a full-on like I was bawling, I could not even breathe, and that was the first time that I let acne get to me that bad. I cried so hard, and I don't know, it really got me that time, and that has never happened to me before. So after that, I decided to go to my family doctor instead of the dermatologist because I felt like the dermatologist wasn't very helpful. So I decided, you know, let's just go to the fam doctor. He ended up prescribing me tretinoin again, and then I was also put on this metronidazole, which is just like called Metrogel 1%. And I recently found out that this is not even for acne, this is for rosacea. So who knew? But it helped. This and the tretinoin together was like, holy hell, like it was like so good. My skin, you guys, like I had no more bumps on my skin, my scars were starting to fade. It was crazy nuts. I was like, thank you Jesus, thank you doctor. I was like, this is the best thing ever, and I don't even take medication. Like that was like the one thing I didn't want to do. I didn't want to take medication, and especially antibiotics, because your body gets used to antibiotics, and then when it comes time to really use them, they don't work anymore. About, I want to say, another 6 months of just like very clear skin, perfect skin. I was loving every second of it. I would still get pimples, but they were not like how I had it. I had it so bad on my chin. By the way, if I have pictures or video or anything, I will insert them in here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Because a lot of people don't even think that I have it that bad, and it's, I mean, I know I don't have it as bad as some people, trust me, I know, but it still sucks. It still sucks. After, like I said, six to 7 months went by of me just having perfect skin. It was great. And then we lead up to this summer, which I explained in my video, the life update. I explained everything. I explained how my face just erupted. The metronidazole wasn't working anymore. Tretinoin wasn't working anymore. Nothing was working, and it came back so bad. It was so bad to the point where my face was swollen. It was swollen. And I know I said this also in the life update, but it started to cause health problems to the point where I had a cyst inside of my throat, and you know, that's scary in itself because that could relate to the thyroid, which is not good, and it started to affect my health. So I was done at that point. I was like, somebody needs to give me something right now, like right now, because I can't have this the rest of my life. And so I went to the dermatologist. She said, do you want to go on Accutane? And I said no again. She was like an angel, I swear. She was like an angel that came down from heaven to talk to me, and she just was talking about how beneficial it is, and how she would never put me on something that would hurt me, and she's going to keep a close eye on me, and if anything goes wrong during the treatment, I will get taken off it immediately. And she's like, it's only a 6-month cycle, and then you're done forever, where an antibiotic is long term. So it's like, I was like, you know what? Put me on it. Just do it. I'm so over it at this point. So full circle, here we are. Tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow is my 30 days that I've had to wait. because when you're on Accutane or when you get put into the site or the system for Accutane and you're a girl, you have to get a pregnancy test. You have to get 2 pregnancy tests, and then you have to get some blood work done as well. And so they took a pregnancy test the first time. I went there 30 days ago or 29 days ago, and they're going to take one tomorrow. And I think they have to wait another 2 days, but basically this coming week, so it's Sunday right now, this week coming up, I will be starting my Accutane, which is scary. I've still seen so many things that people are telling me, like, don't do it, but no one understands how it feels to have acne unless you have acne. And that sounds so cliche and like, duh, but when I didn't have acne, I didn't understand how people with acne had it. You think, why don't you wash your face? Which is like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because people with acne wash your face more than you think. So you don't get it. And I was never the type of person that would like point someone's acne out, you know, when I didn't have it, but I sometimes didn't even see it because one of my close friends had acne and I didn't even, you know, you see it but you don't see it. Does that kind of make sense? Anyway. But when it's you know, and you're your own biggest critic and you think that everyone's looking at it, and a lot of the times when it's bad like mine was, people are looking at it. And I work with kids, and kids are very honest. They're very honest, which is fine. And I've had a lot of kids point it out to me, and you can't let that get you because they're children, but they're honest, you know? They're saying what they see, and it sucks. Because I'm already dealing with it, it already sucks, so yeah. But then it hurts a lot more when you hear some like dumb shit from people, like grown people, like, well, why do you wear so much makeup? Like, your acne would probably go away if you didn't wear so much makeup. Like, can you please shut up? If you don't have acne, I'm talking to you right now. If you had a face that was so red and like spots everywhere on your face, tell me that you would go out into the world with no makeup on. I would love to know. And I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like you have no right to say that to somebody who has acne. Like, you don't even know what that is like. You know, I always see people that are clear skin when they get one tiny pimple that's like so minuscule, so tiny, and they have a freaking cow about it. I'm like, I would kill to have one tiny little baby pimple with clear skin. Are you out of your mind? It's all perspective, and I am not blaming people that don't have acne, and I am not trying to make you feel bad about not having acne. I'm just saying to try to be respectful to those people because no one asks for this. Acne is a horrible, horrible thing, and they need to get on a cure that's not like Accutane, that's not gonna, you know, have side effects. They need to get on this because it may seem, because it's not deadly, but it may seem very minute compared to all the other skin diseases out there, but it takes a toll on someone, like really bad, and you know, no one wants to waste their life worrying about people are gonna think, even though you shouldn't care what people think about you, but human nature, you do care what people think, and people are assholes. I think because this video is so long, I'm gonna make a separate video on how I stay confident with having acne and kind of like the ways I like to mask it, if you will, mask it. I think I'll just make a separate video on that because I have just been talking up a storm. Thank you guys so much for listening to me babble. I've had all of this inside of me for so long because I've been dealing with this for almost 4 years now, and I was never comfortable enough to talk about it because I never saw the light at the end of the tunnel, but I see it now because I really believe that Accutane is going to be a shining light here. I think it's going to be like my savior in all of this, and I'm really excited to start it, even though I know all of the side effects and I know what's going to happen. I'm totally prepared. I'm ready for clear skin. I'm ready to wake up in the morning and feel good about my skin and not have to feel like I have to put on makeup to go out to the store. I'm ready for that. If you guys have any questions that you want to ask me to like put into my Accutane journey videos, then go ahead and leave those down below. Or if you want to tell me your experience with Accutane, if you have ever been on it, or your experience with acne in general, if you want to go ahead and put that in the comments, that'd be great. I'd like to read any of those. And yeah, so tomorrow's the big day. Wish me luck. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!